Greetings, Sylvia Plath fans, or long-suffering Literature 251 students who are being forced to read her poems by their demented instructor. This brief video is an attempt to introduce you to the Poetry Foundation's website about a really cool Plath poem, Fever 103. And I just wanted to give you a quick visual tour of the resources available to you as you read this poem. And when I mean resources available to you, I mean the resources I want you to carefully study and use. So if we take a quick look here, there's lots going on. First, we have a recording of Plath herself reading the poem.
Dull is the triple tongues of dull fat Cerberus who wheezes at the gate.
There she is. It's pretty eerie hearing that voice of 50 years ago coming back to us, but it's really cool to listen to her read the poem while you read the poem itself. And you'll actually notice from the annotations that she adds some lines in her performance to the final published version. So that's one thing I wanted you to notice, the recording. The second thing I really like about this webpage is the embedded annotations. So, don't know who Cerberus is? Click on the word Cerberus and a little, flashcard pops up on the screen for you. This is important because Plath is not only elusive in the T.S. Eliot sense of classical Western tradition, but Plath also likes to make more contemporary 20th century American cultural allusions. So there's this really interesting and disturbing allusion to Isadora Duncan, and I'll leave that for you to discover and read on your own. And then later in the poem, she returns to World War II. And I have to make sure I can find the line for you. There it is, where she mentions Hiroshima. And I say returns to World War II because images related to World War II, Nazism, the Holocaust, atomic bomb, appear in a few of Plath's poems, and we're going to encounter them again later when we move on to her poem Daddy. And so it's very interesting to think about what is she doing here by evoking for a late 1950s, early 1960s audience images of World War II, and in this case, the bombing of Hiroshima. So that's a really important feature of this web page. So beyond the audio, we also have the annotations. But beyond both of those things, we also have a really cool essay that walks you through an interpretation of the poem. And I want you to take the time to read that essay as well. It's not too long, and it's really worth the effort. You get a nice analysis of different sections of the poem and their meaning, and also some tools to think more generally about Plath's approaches and techniques. So with this little video orientation in mind, I'd like you to go ahead and explore Sylvia Plath's Fever 103.